So any map that isn't a domination map in Gundam Evolution is going to be split into two halves. And the first half of defense is always the one where you want to learn a sweaty strat. So why is this? Well, let's say you're a game dev. You have the first half and you have the second half. You want people to reach the second half of your map so that you're using all of your map making skill, otherwise half of it goes to waste. So who has the advantage in the first half? Probably attackers, because they're the ones who make the game progress when they win part of a round. First half of attack, usually easy. There are exceptions like Ministry is just a shitty map, but again, I said you should learn the first half of defense, so an exception, yes, a counterpoint, no. The second half is going to be the opposite because we don't want people going into perpetual overtime, so second half usually defenders have the advantage. And this is going to be self-evident from things like spawn locations relative to objective locations. So first half, you might have an objective right here. Attackers have like a 15-second run on top of their 15-second respawn. Defenders have like 30 seconds to run back to the point. Versus in the second half, we'll have an objective way back here, and defenders have like a 5 second run. It's nothing. And then attackers gotta go some 40 seconds. Maybe they have to cross two choke points or something like that. Something crazy. So, with that in mind, this is a hard quarter. This is a hard quarter. We don't care about these two because they're easy. And why don't we care about this one? Well, simple. This is the second half. You might not play it. Optional. Optional. Mandatory. Mandatory. You want to get a easy, sweaty pro strat that gives you instant MMR. You learn this. This is the important quarter to learn. As far as point capture maps go, Canyon Base, kind of a shitty tug of war map where the second point is really close to the spawn. This map really sucked to play when Mzaku was overpowered. Harbor City, kind of one of the unique ones. Missile Base, again, kind of shitty for the same reason. Flak Fort, I like to think it's a less egregious version of the same thing. And Conveyance Facilities is actually a little bit unique. So I'm going to talk about large conveyance facilities first, not because I really have a formal strategy for it. I guess SAS goes like right here at the start. But my point is that the usual logic I'm going to use for every other map doesn't apply because of this door right here. At around, I think, the 2 minute mark, this door is going to open, another door is going to open, and an elevator is going to rise up from the objective behind this wall. And this changes how this whole snowy middle section works right here. The usual logic I'll apply for most maps is this is the first stage, I'll play this if I have 6 people. The second stage, I'll play it if I have 5 people and not a numbers disadvantage, but if I have a numbers disadvantage like it's 5v6, fuck it, you go into the third stage all the way back here. Um, what's unique about this map is that as long as this door is closed, this whole area sucks for defenders. Just don't play it at all. Don't think about it. Get the fuck out of here. It's terrible. As long as this door is open, then yeah, it's defendable. You can maybe stop people from getting this health. But like right here, who do you think is supposed to use this health? Do you think the guy who's defending this wall right here is supposed to get this health and then like climb all the way back up? Do you think like a grounded character is going to get this health and go all the way around like this past another health up? No, man. This is here for attackers. This whole place sucks. Don't even fight in here. It's a terrible, terrible place to defend. And until this door opens, which it should be in a few seconds, I think, you don't want to screw with it at all. Let's see if this elevator comes up. 2 minutes? Yep, 2 minutes. And then it takes, let's see, 5 seconds to get up. 5 seconds for both of these doors to open at once. That's the logic. Flag Fort. So we've already used game dev logic to determine that the first half of defense is what's important. Why? Because attackers got to win for the rest of the map to even get played. The same logic applies to individual routes, though. So this straight, easy, fast shortcut is not going to be super safe if you want the rest of your map with these long, windy S-curve paths to get played. Am I saying attackers will usually take this route as opposed to just going straight across? No, because it's not safe to play out here in the first place, but this underground tunnel right here is a really important piece of geometry. So, from the defender perspective, imagine you're trying to push past this tunnel, right? If you're all going down in here, Sazabi can't fall from the sky to help you anymore. So pushing past here is like filling a carton of milk past the hollow handle in the jug. Normally there's only one surface on the milk, but if it raises past that handle, then you've split it into two surfaces where some of it's filled over here and some of it's filled over here. So as a defender, if you're pushing past this corner, like maybe individually you're like, oh, cool flank route. But as a team, you're like running into the edge of a knife face first. You're splitting yourselves up by doing this. And you'll see there are a lot of maps where on this line right here, exactly 15 seconds from the spawn of the attackers, you'll have an underground tunnel that flanks it. And this tunnel, it's basically for the attackers. So how this works from this point here is that an Ashimar might threaten to fly over the building like this. Melee might threaten to push through this tunnel right here. But these are both shortcuts, so you're expected to actually fight your way up this 15-second alley. You might even go past this front door right here to the true front door of Flag Fort, which is this spot right here. From the defender POV, how this works is that there's left side high ground, right side high ground. You might say shoot Dynamis missiles down this corridor, very easy for teammates to get stuns on melee. But basically you cover the bottom of this high ground, they cover the bottom of your high ground. From right here, you can see outside, maybe you molly this health up, say hey, these guys are lit, you communicate back to this high ground. Dom says, oh cool, and he'll start lobbing rockets down here like this. What's important about this kind of interplay is that you don't want people to get past this corner right here, because if you're trying to get the health up down here, you can drop, take it, go up these stairs to get back to high ground, but if you're trying to go through here, this sucks. You can't go around like this because you're going to get shot. You're exposing yourself to the health up as you wing this corner, and you got to go all the way up here without any form of cover, as opposed to like if you're just camping up here, yeah, you're peeking, it's fine. With that in mind, you also need to keep this door covered and these stairs covered, because these guys don't have an easy peasy ramp to use like that side does, or you know, a health up cubby. So Saz is going to be on the point. Anyone with a gun that has too little range to be firing from here to there is going to be probably on the point. There's a health up back here that's kind of too small for Saz to use. There's a health up back here, which Sazabi likes quite a bit. If Pale is on top floor, Pale can just like throw pods down to Saz. Secret tech, like it's crazy when you have a Pale who understands you can throw a pod from high ground to low ground. I'll go over Harbor City real quick because I said it was kind of one of the unique ones, which it is. What you really want to hold as a defender is this parking lot right here, this health up. Trying to like play off of this is just not tenable. You're eventually going to eat shit because, you know, say they tuck a sniper over here and you're getting pelted like this, and people who are playing over here what are they going to do to help you? They're going to zoom in, they're going to try and block some stuff for you, and then they're going to die. You can kind of try and play over the top of this wall, but again, it's just really close. It's not safe. You're going to explode. If you want to play back here though, this is actually really annoying to play with something like Asher Zeta, because if you think about this corner right here, you're many more degrees in or around this corner than something like the Saz that's going to be standing right here. So this guy's going to be like a door stopper. They're not going to be able to push around through here, or ideally, you know, this basically keeps you from being the first guy a sniper looks at. He's going to see this guy right here, and then anyone who tries to push in, you can shoot their backs, you can molly them, and you got health right here. You got another health up behind this thing. You got health right here. Snipers, I really don't know the specifics. They might have some mind game where they say, well, I like to stand in this weird spot, but basically they go somewhere between where Molly spam McGee and the Saz he's spamming Molly on will actually be standing. If you're pale, all you gotta know, put your fucking pods right here. If you're Ash, honestly, you can kind of pretend you're pale if you don't feel comfortable playing over there. You can try to molly this health up over here. But again, you just don't want to play off it in the first place. And if you're peeking up like this, sniped in the head.